Alright, welcome everybody to Dungeon Defenders Awaken. This game is still in early access, pretty early on, version 0.9, so the game is still pretty early on, but I picked this game up when it was still in open, well, I don't know if it's open beta or closed beta, but back when you, pre-order, when you pre-order it, you get access to the beta. The game is now in early access on Steam. I think 20, I might be wrong. I'm not sure the exact cost. Anyway, so, yeah, this is...
Welcome, once again, brave defender.
I mean that. So this is Dungeon Defenders Awakened. I played Dungeon Defenders 1 and Dungeon Defenders 2 quite a bit, so I was really happy when I heard about this game. I was a bit upset because the first Dungeon Defenders game I played Dungeon Defenders 2. So when I got this game, before I got Dungeon Defenders 1, I was very confused. Because I liked Dungeon Defenders 2 and I was not a big fan of Dungeon Defenders 1 at the time. Then I started playing it. I still kind of like a lot of the things from the second Dungeon Defenders 2, but this game has kind of grown on me quite a bit, so yeah, currently I do have another character. He's level 20, but I decided to start a new character for this, so yeah. There's still, at the moment, there's still only the main 4 characters, the Squire, Apprentice, Ranger, and Monk. So there's not too much yet, but I mean the game's still in early access, so I can't blame them. These items, yeah, these are all like really high level. I usually try to upgrade my towers first, because who cares about the player, right? Anyway, at the end of every wave, there's a crate that appears. Throw some of these down, and I go into the inventory. What I can equip. Requires level 8 for that. Okay. And could throw it into combat phase for wave 2. This is only on medium mode. I will try this again later on harder modes, but I want to get through the campaign on normal or medium, and then afterwards come back through all the levels on harder difficulties. I think that's the best way to do it. Ooh, this guy's fire damage. I've seen that before. In this game, the one, in my opinion, one of the best benefits about Dungeon Defenders Awaken compared to a number 1 is your mana is separate from, your build mana is separate from your player mana, I guess. Like, the mana that you use to build stuff is different from the mana you use to use abilities, which you can see up in the top left. The little blue one is the hero mana, and then the green is your defense mana. And then the top right is how much you have. That was a bit confusing to me at first. It actually starts up at 60 and goes down as you place things. So when it gets down to 0, it's basically telling you how much you have left, not how much you've already placed down, which was a bit confusing because I don't remember about the first one, but I know that in Dungeon Defenders 2, it started at 0 and then went up as you built things. And since I put probably 200 hours into that game, 150, I'm very used to that system. So when I first saw it, I was very confused on why I only had 2 towers down, and I thought my entire thing was filled up. But, you know, it's all about the difference of the game. I don't remember the way it worked in the first one, but yeah. I do like the combat system, and the music is wonderful. The sounds are really, really well done for being so early in early access. You know, the graphics are wonderful. I did have to lower my settings because this game is pretty graphically intense for how early on in early access it is, but I do give the devs props for how the game looks and feels, being you know, it's still in early access. The full game hasn't released yet. So for where it is, I think the devs have done a wonderful job. Let's see. Nothing. All right. And now crates no longer appear. The one thing that I know that my friend who originally showed me Dungeon Defenders, he got me into number 2, and then he got me into number 1. I got him into this one. He was a bit mad because the crates didn't appear over here like they do in the first game. It just gives you the mana straight up. I mean, I think it's fine, though it was always fun opening those crates, seeing if I get any good loot alongside all the mana. But you do also get more. I do believe you get more mana. Maybe, I'm not sure about that, but especially with how slow you move, I can understand why they decided to get rid of those chests and just give you the mana straight up. This game is basically a revamp of the first one, at least from what I've seen. Most of the maps, or at least the first few maps, are, I think the map's the same. I know that the first map is the same as in from the first game. Every map after that, I don't know for sure. But, you know. Just drops a crap ton of mana. And you can also see what enemies spawn from where, and the path that they travel, which is a really nice touch. So I think that was in all the games so far, so that's nothing new, but... Oh, I guess I don't know if it was in the first one, but I think it was in the second. This is kind of like the first one with some of the nice features that Dungeon Defenders 2 had, in my opinion. Oh, of course I can't equip that yet. I need level 6. Okay. But overall, I still think this is a really good game. They just still have some of these old menus. It shows you how much defense mana it costs, which that's the green up in the top left, and then the yellowish brownish one on the right is how many defense slots it takes up, which you can see that in the top right. So I have 24 left, so I could place quite a few. What's that, like 3 harpoon turrets? Four harpoon turrets. But on medium mode, they do pretty good damage, so they can one-shot most things. I think they two-shot the large guys. Oh right, the large guys appear. Though the mana does really like to follow you around. You move fast enough that you can actually, I guess, move about the same speed as the mana that's flying towards you, so... Anyway, I can see that being a bit annoying, but... Alright, and there we go. It's the first map complete. I'm gonna pick up all our items. If you press E, you pick up the item, and if you hold E, you will equip the item right then and there. Though it didn't look like it equipped. There we go. There we go. We can see how many stats we get. Ooh, 7. 3 there. Okay, and now we can move on to the next. You can also, there's some map feedback currently in the, I'm assuming that's just because it's in still early access. Yeah, this is the second map. I don't believe this was in the first game. I don't recall this one being in the first game. Usually I start off with just some spike blockades. I'm not sure if spike blockades do damage to ranged enemies, like the crossbow guys. So at the beginning of waves, you usually have to put effort in, and if you are playing, there is now, I believe there's even more after Nightmare mode. I believe it goes easy, medium, hard, expert, or insane, and then nightmare, and then nightmare again, except the second nightmare has a darker background on the list, so I'm assuming it's even harder. I don't really know what that means. I haven't gotten there and tried any of those yet. Maybe I'll get on my other character and try going through one of the insane modes. See how difficult those are. But yeah, so you just chop our way through these enemies. Normal on medium mode, this isn't really a challenge. Maybe I'll increase the difficulty after this. Make the game just a bit harder. Because, you know. But sometimes the waves are pretty slow to come out. We've got 5 waves. Kia! Choppy. Slice his head off. Oh wait, that's not okay. Get some more towers placed down. And there we go. Chest spawns over here on this map. And new gear? No, nothing good. And you can always go into here. Now, I have these 2 items locked. They actually changed the icon now. You can just see the lock, but you can basically click one and lock it. And anything else, you can sell all, and it will sell anything that's unlocked. And that's what you get money for. I don't know what the money is used for. I don't believe the tavern keep sells anything yet. At least the last time I played, he didn't have anything in his store, so I don't know about that, but I'll have to figure that out. My biggest thing about this game is the graphics are absolutely wonderful. They're definitely different from the other games, but I would say they're still really, really good. I've heard I believe I've heard criticism about the graphics because they're so much different. But I mean, it is a different game. It is much newer. It is, well, I guess I would say the graphics are more refined. You know, really detailed, cartoony, but still really, really good. The sounds are just absolutely wonderful. I would greatly suggest playing this game with headphones, just because it'll make the experience a lot more immersive, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so this is, I'm just gonna try to be playing through all the levels, maybe increase the difficulty to hard or even insane, see if I can still beat them. Level his character up then. Oh, he just got spiked. They even have ragdoll physics for the enemies. Still, these guys still pretty much one-shot you. All characters do have the ability to double jump, which I know is a bit strange, but they can. Alright, let's see if still kill him. Well, I now got the bouncer blockades, but doesn't really do anything for me. All right, you can't access your inventory from in-game. Like, I don't believe you've been able to in any of the games, but I can't level up my character mid-wave. Which I think it's actually a good thing, because you can't just sit in your inventory and upgrade things based off of that wave. I mean, I guess that's very specific, but you really shouldn't do that anyway, but ooh, double kill. Oh, and I'm dead. Oh, when you die, there's a spectator mode. That's cool. So the menu in the top left says I can level up, but I think that might be a bug. probably not supposed to get anything. I think that's because I died. It's telling me I can level up, but if I hold down I, which is the key for it, it doesn't actually open the inventory because I'm mid-wave. I usually try to upgrade things relatively equally with a little more bias towards damage and defense rate. Damage is usually the thing that I go the highest for, but defense rate is a pretty close second. I believe I might be able to... Of course, hero level 9. Yeah, let's just place some more harpoons. Because I have extra mana that I don't have anything to do with. This game is not nearly as difficult, at least on the easier modes. I want to try going on the harder modes because it might have that really, really big difficulty spike, which I liked about the first game. You know, you actually have to put a lot of effort into the game to do well. Normally you'd play in a public lobby, but I enjoy the building part of the game more than anything, so I like building my own defenses, and a lot of people do it significantly differently, so I usually play by myself and can go through and solo the game, because that's just how I enjoy playing. You know, I want to be able to build my defenses, try out different strategies, different sets of towers. You just chop through enemies on this mode. Slice. Do quite a bit of damage. But yeah, I think there is timers on the higher difficulties, but there isn't on medium mode. This is kind of the beginner. I guess not the beginner. There is an easy mode, but you pretty much just need to place down one tower and you could probably win on medium mode on most maps. So gonna hear this intense screaming until he actually goes in. I think it'd be funny if they were more timed, like they go off after a certain amount of time, so you could just drag them around in circles until they explode. It's so satisfying when you can just deal a damage to, or deal damage to a very large group of enemies. It's so satisfying. And there we go. Oh, wait, we still got one more wave. Still can't level anything up, so. Lock that, sell all. I think we can probably just start it. There's no... And if there are any other items on the ground, when you start a new wave, instead of putting it in your inventory, it will just automatically sell the item. And you just give you gold for it, which you can lose out on good items if you don't see them, but if the items aren't good, you don't really need to pick them up because they'll just be destroyed. Not really losing much if they're not a good item. Kind of just gaining some extra gold. Screaming. They only have one audio track for the bomber guys though, and it kind of throws me off when, you know, the audio stacks. Though I do like the fierce on the ballistas. Go through enemies. They just mow down enemies. Though the bowling ball is still the best thing in my opinion. In the opinion of guy who showed me this game. Well, that's just because bowling ball is superior in every way. I will make a bowling ball shrine if I have to. Oh, it doesn't even come close to one-shotting these guys. Holy crap, these guys really gained a lot of health. Can they still get one shot by mine? Looks like they can. And I get one shot. The enemies got a lot harder this wave. They have a lot more health and, well, those guys can one-shot me now. And then there's this guy. Okay. This guy does a lot of damage. Should be able to kill him. Just gotta keep healing my towers while they do all the damage. And there we go. Let's see, any good items? No, he dropped 2 items and nothing good. Unlike the first one, mana doesn't like stay between games. There isn't like a mana pool that houses all your mana. Kind of wish there was. I think that would be a really cool addition, but there isn't. So I got to level 9, so now I can upgrade things to level 3. It doesn't really matter right now. Anyway, yeah. So this is, I guess, the start of Dungeon Defenders Awake, and I'm gonna go check to see if the Tavern Keep sells anything, and that'll be it. Okay, so my good sir, do you have a story yet? No, you do not. Okay. So at the moment, you can't buy anything. All that there is the campaign. I think like survival mode, and then the game browser. And yeah, that's it. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, let me know by pressing the like button, commenting, and subscribing. If you did not, let me know what I can improve. They still have training dummies. That is awesome. I want to try to get more videos out. That's why I've been uploading a lot more. I'm going to try to keep some consistency with how often I upload. So maybe once every day or 2, hopefully. I'm stuck in quarantine because of the plague, so I got nothing else to do with my time. Might as well do something semi-productive that I could turn into something bigger later. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.